So, just I thought you were going to intensely study this game.
Well, that's driving, running around. I'll pick his ear during the scrub race.
Oh, I always got lost in this dungeon.
Castle Paint 4.
Yes.
It'll be a mess.
Probably on both our parts.
Yeah, I used to get lost in this dungeon all the time.
So anyway, I do a bit of AI manipulation in this room here, because if I hit the thing on the left, that'll make it drop its slugs instead of shoot at me, which then gives me enough time to kill the right one before I'm in any real danger. Oops, go down far enough.
I don't understand what that was supposed to be doing that for.
You're falling into a pit of bugs, basically.
It doesn't hurt you, it's just there for like the sound effect.
Well, we got pitch black, and then we get the opposite pretty shortly, too.
Didn't that just have a red jewel?
Herb.
Yeah.
Nah. I don't know how I thought it was a red jewel.
I think there's another switch though, another break the other side of the stairs in order to get it.
So anyway, this garden area has the kind of the birds or jerks rule adherent in this game. Oops, went the wrong way. Got distracted by the bird wannabes. Because those flies have really random movement patterns.
Well, Freedom's getting the most juice he's gotten since Incan City.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the upgraded Dark Friar.
Very useful there.
Very.
Yeah, and with that strength jewel, I picked up a hero that can one-shot those enemies, which cuts down on lag pretty substantially. There we go.
Nice.
Alright, so this is the Earthquaker skip here, where if I split a upgraded Dark Friar shot with the right timing and positioning, I can do an off-screen kill of that golem there, because the gimmick is that when that golem wakes up, it becomes invincible and blocks the way forward. And you're supposed to get a otherwise completely useless power-up for Freedan called Earthquaker, which lets you paralyze the golem and then kill it before it wakes up. But now I was able to skip kind of a whole section of this dungeon that leads up to the Earthquaker power. So what I did there also too was I activated a checkpoint that works even without 100 dark gems, and then went back to get that jewel and then killed myself so that I'd respawn at the checkpoint and be Will again, because I need Will's sliding powers for the next area.
My eyes.
Goggles do nothing.
Well, only this looks white because you don't have the other one item.
Yeah, there's a pair of crystal sunglasses you can find that you actually see in that room, but who needs those?
Casual players.
Alrighty, I'm very happy to say that for the Gem Mansion and Solid Arm, we have now reached 280 out of the 250
wow, nice.
required.
Nice. Thank you, everybody.
So yes, we all get to torment Puaxel with an additional dungeon and boss.
And we get to torment Driscollad, too. but with the smack talk that occurs before and after the said optional boss.
More after.
Yeah.
So what's the next game after this?
Lightning Returns.
Okay, so what hasn't been met in that? Or this, I think it has some rolling incentives too.
There were only a couple challenge incentives.
For outfits.
Yeah. I think lightning says the magic words.
Oh yeah.
Like right away, it was one of the first things that happened in the marathon.
Yeah, I think that's been met already.
And then there was like one other one that was fairly minor, like I love those.
It's the inside of Nintendo.
But yeah, this whole cutscene here gets screwed up because of me doing the world map zoom skip before coming in here.
It looks like
Because when I do that, it goofs with the camera, so because it's supposed to zoom out and then show the futuristic city there, but it doesn't zoom out because I skipped it on the world map.
That or got steamrolled.
It'd be nice if it, yeah, yeah. It'd be nice if that actually shortened that cutscene, but it doesn't.
it looked like the inside of like a Nintendo cartridge.
Maybe it got turned into one of Dr. Leo's model cities or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is a timing method you do there.
Alright, then we get to take another trip through this place. And I'm just gonna kill myself on this guy here to, so it's kind of a wash on time, and then it means I have full health when we start at the pyramid. And for for escaping from Angkor Wat. Downside to the fact that Angkor Wat has 2 checkpoints that work even if you don't have dark gems, that then you then can't death warp all the way out.
Yeah.
In an any percent run, I could have death warped out of the final temple, but because I had to get a red jewel on my way out, it doesn't really save time to death warp there.
Sentient shrubbery.
Yeah, I call them bush roots.
Good enough name.
Where's the pig?
Tasty yummies.
Ow. There's like what, two right here and one in.
There's 3. You get 2 of them from the Snake Panic game. Alright, so this is pretty much the final dungeon in the game because the Tower of Babel afterwards is just a boss gauntlet. And this is also the most difficult dungeon in the game just because it's been 2 full dungeons now since I've last fought a boss. So I'm really, really, really underleveled now. And just because this is a marathon, I'm spin the wrong way, for starters. And I'm going to kill both of these orbs here to to get a defense boost, which lets me take, I think, like 1 or 2 extra hits here. I wouldn't get this in a more serious run. And here's where we get our ultimate form, Shadow.
Not to be confused with FF6.
Never. This is what he became of him after he fell off the floating continent.
It's Shadow and Cyan.
Yeah.
And that would be
Leo.
like Terra in the middle.
Yeah, I guess.
No, Leo.
Hmm?
How about Leo? Why not Leo?
Leo?
Really ironic thing there, though, is that Shadow is basically Cyan in color.
He does like a flex when he dashes.
Yeah, so Shadow doesn't have any kind of special abilities, but his attack does more damage than Friedan's sword, and you can melt, which you have to do in a couple of rooms here just to get around. But you can also use it both for safety and for setting up a glitch later on.
Doesn't he have like slightly longer range?
Oh, wow. Okay, I need to use the other TV to actually see where the lighter shade blocks are.
Red Jewel.
Yeah, there's several just completely hidden red jewels in this dungeon.
That's the most hidden one, probably.
it's
Well,
really-
I guess along with the one off the hub. That I
Yeah,
already
I'd say
have.
the one off the hub because there's not a chest there. It's just there.
Yeah, yeah. So the difficulty curve of these pyramid chambers is pretty wild. Like this is, this is probably a little above average, but the most difficult one is afterwards. That guy's a jerk sometimes. He wasn't that time.
Well, he's a bird.
Oops.
Man, it's like there's like
Controls.
land right now on top of you. And that's a nice little trick there.
I always like to get my pseudopod poses when I'm getting the hieroglyphs.
Gaia. That's like Sephiroth's sword.
Alright, so the most difficult pyramid room is right now, and just for marathon safety, I'm gonna heal before going in,
Yeah.
just because I took a lot of damage in the last one. Oops.
No, not underneath that. Secret room. It's like what?
Watch there be like a credits warp or something from melting at the right spot.
You got melt in stealth camp. So he was just like delaying the laser.
Yeah, I was despawning the first orb's laser off screen. Oh wow, I can't. I'm used to being able to actually see the blocks I can melt through.
You can't even see the lines on the.
This room.
Getting through the first half of this room without damage is really, really good.
Yep.
I mean, the pyramid's the most difficult dungeon, and this is the most difficult section of the pyramid. Okay, I'll take the safety spreads here.
Nice.
Lovely.
I mean, I really could have just afforded to dash through and get hit, even if I didn't time it right, because I'm at full health, but don't really want to take any chances on the killer 6-pack.
Yeah.
That one I did an invincibility frame dash through to hit the switch without having to actually fight. So now I can taunt it.
It's a long room. Here we go.
Nice.
Nice. Could have had a potentially a no damage fun room if I'd have hit the sweet spot for being able to slide in and stun lock all 5 of them, but I'll take that. Anyone I can walk away from.
Yep. That just leaves what, 2 rooms left?
3.
Oh, 3, okay.
Because I'm doing all 3 of Shadow's rooms back to back, then all 3 of Will's rooms.
Okay.
That's really hard to get. I mean, I just took the riskier route because I had enough health, but lower health I would have done despawn, laser despawns to do it more safely.
Each hit takes how much away from you?
With that defense Jill I got, it's 5.
Okay, so you get 2 hits. You can take 2 more hits then.
And then I do this room last for Shadow's rooms just because I have to die to get out without having to do like a lot of backtracking just because of where the red jewel is.
And you become Will again, don't you too?
Yep. So then that saves me having to transform back into Will. Now I'm gonna pit stop back into the fun room to get the jewel here.
Nice.
I'm pretty much through the hard parts. The rest of the pyramid until the boss is pretty easy by comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Shadow's rooms are the hardest because you have to do iframe dashing in order to get past enemies without fighting. With Will, you can spin dash.
What spikes?
And you can go through spikes too, but the funny thing is that the really scary looking spike ceiling does exactly 1 damage if it touches you, regardless of your defense stat, whereas the laser orbs in a normal run would do 6. after all of Will's rooms, then I Death Warp.
Yep.
Because if I use the teleporter, I'd have to transform into Shadow to get back into the hub room, and then
Yep.
become Will again to go into the actual chamber. This 6th room, though, is you can actually use any character you want, but I use Will just both because of Death Warp convenience and because of being able to spin dash for faster movement.
Boss time.
One more.
Or you want
I
more?
was thinking that was 5.
And I do this one last just because there isn't a convenient way to Death Warp after getting the hieroglyph. And then so I use the teleporter then to get back to the top for the boss. Only Will is able to get over these ramps, which is why he's required for these sections.
That was nice to change the direction like that.
I get herbs.
Those red jewels, man.
Da 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 da.
You've got the hieroglyphs.
It sticks purple.
Not for one of the darkest scenes in like any Super Nintendo game ever.
We currently have a $46 donation from an anonymous donor. It says, "Bugger, it might as well finish it off." We also have a $20 donation from another anonymous donor, and it says, "Here's a small donation to get us closer to Jem's mansion. Keep up the great work." We also have a $50 donation. "Hey there, guys. It's Axe Lester here. My mom has type 2 diabetes, and while I know this marathon is for type 1, this sort of hits home. Good luck to all the runners. P.S. I really should be sleeping now. I won't argue with you there, good sir." We have a $30 donation from Gramora. Hey, Gramora. "That box is too pretty to pass up. I mean, what's in it? Is it a pony? I bet it's a pony!" No, unfortunately, it's not a pony.
Meta. Meta's in the box.
I'm not going to give it away. It could still be me.
Whoa.
I may bust out flexing.
How do you know it's not a pony?
I'm not at liberty to discuss these things with you. We have another $20 donation from Joey and Brittany. "My wife has type 1 diabetes. It is a daily struggle. We hope for a cure someday. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to support this cause. We are honored that you are doing so." Thank you so much, Joey and Brittany, and we hope that we can raise a lot of money to help with whatever it is exactly that's going on.
So, there's a diary you can get that tells you what the order for these tablets is, but if you already know what the order is, then you can just do it.
I was looking on the back wall. If there's anything on the back wall that like give you a hint or something. Shadow. I think that you'll get him just late in the game.
Yeah, it's just for the last dungeon.
Yeah.
At least you get to use them for the boss refights.
Yeah, so it's like, yay, get the... But gave them a reason to want to make more boss fights. Oh, you have shut up, but you didn't have to get the final the bosses.
Alright, Mummy Queen does 15 damage with all of her attacks, so I can only take 1 hit and I die in the second. Whoa! This is kind of an awkward spot. Setting up the first hit is a little interesting sometimes. And you can only get 1 hit per cycle, which is why it's... There's no... I mean, you could bring other characters, but you want free Shadow.
It does most damage.
Because Shadow does 3 damage per hit to bosses, Free Dan does 2, and Will does 1.
And she's at what, 40 health? So that's...
Yeah, all of them have 40.
It's 14 hits from him. 20 from Free Dan, 40 from Will.
It's a little more interesting once she's down to half health, because then she gets a different attack, which is going to be the next hit. Once she's below half health, it's a 75% chance of that ring pattern, and then 25 for the spreading ghosts. That was just, there was kind of no way out of that without getting hit. Alright.
There you go. Yeah.
Because depending on where she is, and where I am relative to the set of blocks in the middle of the room, it's sometimes I have to back away and give up my chance to hit the correct ghost if I don't want to get hit by her shot.
Well, you get full health. You were at half health.
Yeah, I mean, I could have tanked the hit, and I probably would have in a more serious run, but I chickened out.
Don't do it on the arm guy.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for donating for the for Gem's Mansion in Solidarm. That'll be coming up after the boss refights here.
Well, like 10 minutes?
More like 5.
We still have to go to Dolly and then do the snake. And
oh yeah, there is that. Well, yeah, as far as getting to Solidarm is probably about 10 minutes away.
Will's taking his height, jumping from heights of being from the greater height. Who needs a ladder from a plane?
Glowy parachute.
He goes, "Is your parachute ready?" He didn't wait for the answer. He just goes, "Let's go."
Yep. Here we got basically the final red jewel, although I haven't gotten the ones in Dao yet. Final jewel is missable too, because once you've gone high enough up in the tower, you can't go back down.
You have the crystal ring. Now let you walk through the blue lines, right?
Yep. That's what King Edward was looking for at the beginning of the game too.
Ah.
Will had it all along.